Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Transformers fans everywhere, welcome back. LPS, Last Prime Speculator, here to bring you another speculation as always. Today's focus on our speculation will be Transformers vs. G.I. Joe in regards to the Bumblebee movie. If you're new to this channel, make sure to consider subscribing and turn on all notifications. That way you can stay updated with all my Bumblebee speculation videos. But with all that out of the way, guys, let's learn about Transformers vs. G.I. Joe. Bumblebee was aboard the Ark when it crash landed on Earth millions of years ago in the past, leaving its passengers deactivated. Along with Wheeljack, he was sealed off from the rest of the crew in the crash, and therefore avoided capture when Cobra broke into the ship and stole the dormant Transformers therein. Bumblebee and Wheeljack were eventually revived by Teletran 1, only to find their friends missing. Attempting to find the missing Transformers, Bumblebee disguised himself as a Volkswagen Beetle, an alt mode that really got on his nerves after months of fruitless searching. Eventually, Wheeljack came with some leads on Cobra's next target, while Bumblebee just grumbled that Wheeljack had all the good holographic drivers. When Cobra attacked the SPS research facility, the Autobots were waiting for them, and Bumblebee punched out a brainwashed Rumble before helping G.I. Joe's laser squad get out of some Rumble. Unfortunately, the humans did not quite trust the giant robots, and CoverGirl fired a missile at B, who grabbed the projectile in midair and threw it in Rumble instead. He and Wheeljack eventually convinced the G.I. Joes they were good guys, and the humans provided them with information needed to undo Cobra's reprogramming of the other Transformers. As G.I. Joe prepared to attack Cobra Island, Bumblebee and Wheeljack came with them. However, the United States government preferred to nuke the island and dissect the two aliens at Area 51, and Bumblebee was struck by a magnetic pulse and was incapacitated. Luckily, Wheeljack convinced Duke that a nuclear strike on Cobra's energon stockpile would lead to a worldwide devastation. So the G.I. Joes broke orders and took the Autobots with them to attack Cobra Island anyway. Upon arrival, Bumblebee watched the SPS satellite energy beam strike the energy gathering dish on the island, then helped the G.I. Joe take down Devastator after a giant Decepticon killed Hound. It soon transpired that the United States government was sending a nuke regardless of the G.I. Joe's presence on the island. So the Autobots and humans made their way to the SPS satellite controls, where Bumblebee found a cowering Dr. Mindbender. While Mindbender was forced to collaborate, the satellites beamed to shoot down the approaching nuclear warheads. The facility came under attack by Storm Shadow, Firefly, and various Cobra troopers. During the battle, Bumblebee defeated Storm Shadow and his heavily damaged snake suit. He then cheered as Optimus Prime defeated Megatron and shot down the SPS satellite. 2 years later, Bumblebee was sent back through time to 1970 San Francisco by a malfunctioning Teletran 3 and was left dormant in the form of a Ford Pinto. He was found and reactivated by several G.I. Joes and Cobra members sent to get him back in the future. Both Bumblebee and Zartan were disappointed with the alt modes compared to the much fancier car with his fellow time-lost Autobot Jazz turned into. After hunting down Hot Rod and Blitzwing in the same era, the team returned to their own time. Back on present-day Cybertron, Bumblebee and the others had no choice but to wait inside Ultra Magnus' force field until the three other teams returned with more lost Transformers. When the whole affair was over, Bumblebee curiously inspected Teletran 3. An argument was made between the Autobots and the G.I. Joes to decommission any Cybertronic technology left on Earth, and Bumblebee was sent back to Earth along with Grimlock, Perceptor, and RC. When Area 51 came under attack from Cobra, Bumblebee noticed that Cobra's commanders was using an attack and a diversion to infiltrate the facility's lower levels. He pursued the commander, but was rendered unconscious when Zartan planted an electric scrambler on him. Just when Cobra's commanders was about to smash the robot's face in with a lead pipe, the other Autobots and G.I. Joes arrived to save him. While RC worried about his low energy levels, Bumblebee assured her that seeing her was the recharge he needed. However, it soon revealed that Cobra's commanders had come for Separate OR, a biotechnician weapon created from Megatron's remains. He was also just as power-hungry as Megatron, and took the controls of the G.I. Joe battle suits and pinned them against the Autobots to distract them while he warped back to Cybertron. Along with the group of Joes, the Autobots followed Serpent OR to the home planet, and ended up getting attacked by cannibalizers in the junkyard. As he retreated to avoid the human casualties, Bumblebee tried to export a kiss from RC if he could outrace her, but she declined the bet by offering to rotate his tires if he could pull it off. Bumblebee accelerated in anticipation and drove straight into Predaking, who stomped him unconscious. Serpent OR, who had recruited Predaking alongside various other Decepticons, complimented the little Autobot's courage and resilience, nothing he could survive without proper medical attention. Then he crushed Bumblebee to death with his tentacles. Following defeat of Serpent OR, a funeral was held for Bumblebee and a statue was built in his honor. Bumblebee's death had a large impact on Optimus Prime, who blamed himself for his friend's death. Unwilling to send anyone to their death, he went on a dangerous mission on Earth all by himself. So I hope you guys enjoyed the TF education of Transformers vs. G.I. Joe. Now, the reason why I think this is very significant is after we learned from our TF education, a lot of this story looks very familiar with the Bumblebee trailer, right? And all three that we've seen, the snippets in the two trailers, that look very similar to ideas pulled out through Transformers G.I. Joe in these Bumblebee trailers. Now, Transformers vs. G.I. Joe is an idea and a concept that I believe that Hasbro would like to expand. I believe that they would love to do their own cinematic universe, and Transformers and G.I. Joe are one of their most popular brands that they have. And what better way to combine a whole cinematic universe in regards to the Bumblebee movie, right? They do it in comics all the time, they do it in toys all the time. It would just make a lot of sense, and it would be a good way to expand the idea of the Transformers cinematic universe that I truly believe that Hasbro really wants to do. What else would be awesome is with John Cena, aka Agent Burns, they could actually make him the very first G.I. Joe in this Bumblebee movie. He could be the very first coming of the G.I. Joes, and maybe at the end of the movie become and form the new G.I. Joe team. I know they have a G.I. Joe franchise in the movie universe. Other than the first one, I would kind of wouldn't mind if they actually rebooted. I like the first one, but the last one was eh. I believe that a Transformers vs. G.I. Joe and John Cena would be a great idea for a concept for him being the very first G.I. Joe. And I also believe I did see a couple of articles in speculations as well that John Cena might be the first G.I. Joe. It would make a lot of sense for the cinematic universe that I believe Hasbro, again, would love to build. Now, from a TF education, again, a lot of this made sense and looked a lot similar to the Transformers Bumblebee movie trailer that we saw. Big points that stood out to me. Bumblebee crash landed in San Francisco in the 1970s. This movie takes place in San Francisco, I believe. I believe this is where Haley Steinfeld, Charlie's character, actually stands in. Again, ideas picked out from the Transformers vs. G.I. Joe. Bumblebee becomes a Volkswagen Beetle. Again, a lot of similarities, right? I believe that was even more ironic and actually great for story development is Bumblebee did not want to take the Volkswagen Beetle thing just because he didn't think it was badass or whatsoever. But again, a lot of similarities in here. Now, when they were talking about Area 51 and Area 52, why not make Area 51 or Area 52 the new Sector 7? You can make this, again, if this could be a reboot, instead of using the old Michael Bay stuff of Sector 7, which I actually didn't mind. I actually really enjoyed the human element. If you want to reboot it and give a fresh taste, why not make this the first Area 51? Area 51 is known for having tons of science, tons of testing, and is extremely guarded and protected by the military. We've always known Area 51 has been there, but why not make this where they actually do tests on Transformers, like the new Sector 7 of some sort? But the main thing that was the most interesting about this, the Teletran 3. You're probably asking yourself, what is the Teletran 3? Well, the Teletran 3 is a supercomputer that forms a hub of Cybertron's Transformers network. It is capable of performing unique functions, but requires operation assist to deal with new tasks. The Teletran 3 is capable of opening wormholes beyond Cybertron's planetary in space. It is also capable of transporting objects through time. Now that would make a ton of sense. If they were able to use time travel and use it to teleport through time, that would be an excellent way to reboot the franchise. Make it so Blitzwing, Shatter, and Dropkick, their goal is to stop Bumblebee from using this Teletran 3 to go back in time and rewrite history. And again, it'd be an excellent way to reboot the franchise and would make a lot of sense. Time travel has become very popular in pop culture movies and everything. We know in Avengers 4 that's a big thing being speculated for, the quantum realm and time travel, right? Why not use it in the cinematic universe? There is time travel in actual Transformers lore, where literally Bumblebee's mission could be to go back in time to find Teletran 3 and use this device to be able to rewrite history. The Decepticons will do everything possible to rewrite history because currently in the time zone of Cybertron, they are winning the war. They are winning the war at this point. Why not use this to reboot the franchise and redo everything through the supercomputer of Teletran 3? Plus, at the end of this would also make a ton of sense too, just because this would open the doors to the rumored Optimus Prime reboot. We learned at the end that Optimus Prime was very furious and heard about the news of Bumblebee's death in Transformers vs. G.I. Joe and prompt him to be able to go on his own mission to figure out what happened and in a way seek revenge. These are all very similar to the comics and everything, and I think this would be an absolute excellent way to reboot the franchise. It would be an artifact that would make a lot of sense, and also for them to be able to combine and do their own Transformers cinematic universe with Transformers and G.I. Joe, plus be able to open the doors for the new Optimus Prime movie that is rumored to be taking place after the Bumblebee movie. That they literally can use this device to reboot the franchise and start a brand new cinematic universe, which we all are hoping for. If you're new to this channel, make sure to consider subscribing, turn on all notifications, like, and share this video. That way you can stay updated with all my Bumblebee speculation, spoiler, news, and all that good stuff. To my subscribers, I love you so much. This is LPS here to bring you another Bumblebee speculation. Peace.